Okay, so in today's video about Algorand, first I'm going to do a short-term analysis and see what is happening in this area, and then we are going to go on some higher time frames and I'm going to tell you why, according to my primary scenario at least, Algorand is going to go to the moon. So with that said, hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're having a great time with your family and loved ones, and let's go on 15-minute charts, see what is happening, and I still fully stand by what I said in the previous videos. I think there is like a very good chance we are having an impulsive structure in here, and followed by that, this whole move down is going to be a correction, and after our move is over, or probably I would say it's over already, we're gonna have another move on the upside in order to start the next phase of the bull run. And let's actually use Fibonacci's real quick, excuse me. Okay, so as you can see, in this move down, we retrace to somewhere around, let's say 61.8% of the Fibonacci retracement level, which is plenty enough for me to be able to say, you know what, we are probably having in Algorand in the short term in this area, 5 wave up into a wave 1, correction structure into wave 2, and we're going to get probably a big move up into wave 3 and 4 and 5. So for now, we are looking optimistic, and I'm not really seeing a whole lot of evidence suggesting we should be in this area quite bearish. Now, if you want to be bullish with a bit more confidence, then okay, I guess it's not really going to hurt for you to wait a bit more and see a move up in order to take this high about, let's say, like 3.1 cents. At that point, you can definitely say this is 1, this is 2, and this is indeed the beginning of a fantastic wave 3. So overall, again, in algo, I would like to argue that we are definitely on the right direction, and this is the extent of short-term analysis that we are going to do today. Now let's go on daily time frames, see what is happening. So in case that you haven't watched the previous video, the idea was that in algo, we can consider two different possibilities. One scenario can be the bearish one, suggesting from the lowest low, we are having an ABC on the upside and not an impulse. And this means, unfortunately, we are going to have a massive move down in order to set new lows. And basically, the idea is that according to this possibility, at least, we're not really going to have a bull run in this cycle. Now, is this my primary case? The answer is absolutely not. Why is that? Because I told you in the previous video, this initial move on the downside in algo to me seems very much unlikely to be an impulsive structure, and more likely than not, this whole phase is a correction down, and that's why I want to argue we are probably dealing with some sort of a beautiful bullish setup in here. Now, before I talk about what is happening in this area and why recently I changed my counts a bit, let's go on another chart. I think it was on crypto.com. Yep, there we go. So I talked about this on Twitter, and I basically said I cannot wait for the next phase of the bull run in Algorand to start. Now, this is a fractal, and I'm going to in a bit tell you where does this come from. For now, let's just compare these two charts. What did we have in here? A very slow and choppy move up off of the lowest low, some sort of, I guess you can argue, like triple top, and then very quick move on the downside, and then we started a big move up. And what do we have in Algorand's chart from the lowest low? Kind of a choppy move up. This is 1 top, 2, 3, and then quick move down, followed by that very strong move up. And then in this fractal, as you can see, we have set in here two highs that are kind of close to each other, and in Algorand we are having pretty much the same deal, followed by that. In this chart, we are having, I believe, an ABC zigzag, and in Algorand, I guess you can say this is an ABC, but I'm thinking this might be a WXY. Nonetheless, the point is that in both of these charts, we are having in this phase a correction structure on the downside, followed by that a very strong move up. Let's just delete all the lines in here. Okay. There we go. As you can see, in this phase, we had a relatively strong move on the upside, same in algo, followed by that correction down. Probably, yep, I think this might be another ABC structure or maybe a WXY, doesn't really matter. And in Algorand, we are having the same. Now, in this fractal, after this move down was over, we got a huge move on the upside, and our main bull run in this fractal actually started from this point. Now, what do you think is going to happen to Algorand if we want to go according to this fractal? I'm going to say we are going to have a magnificent move on the upside. And the question is, where does this fractal come from? This is actually Awe's chart. Let's go on Awe. let's go on crypto.com. Yeah, sure. Okay, so believe it or not, this is from the previous bull run back in 2021. Now, in here, you can consider different possibilities. For example, you can argue maybe this is one, this is a wave two, and then we are having big move up into wave 3, 4, 5. And at the same time, you can argue, look, this is one, this is two. This is probably another one and a two, but on a lower degree relative to this one. And then what happened after this wave two was over, we got a fantastic bull run in AVE. And in Algorand, I believe this situation is actually pretty much the same. Let's go on Algo's chart, on our own chart from Binance. Okay, so in the previous videos, when I was talking about midterm structures, I was saying, look, in Algo, we may have starting from the lowest low down here, 5 up to about, let's say like this point into a wave 1, correction structure into wave 2, and then this huge move up might be into a wave 3, correction for 4, and we can have another move on the upside into wave 5, and this might get very much extended. Now, I'm gonna say chances of this scenario is happening, from my point of view at least, is not really going to be that high. Why is that? You see, in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whenever for your wave 2, you are having a deep correction structure. Usually into our wave 4, we are going to have a correction that is not going to be that deep. And instead, it is going to just take some time. And then we're going to have another move up. However, in Algo, if you want to say that we are having like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, okay, let's just go around here. Okay, how deep this retrace actually is. Let's just do this. Okay, as you can see, in this phase, we retrace to somewhere around the 78% level, which means this is quite a deep move down. So into our wave 4, we shouldn't really have a deep move down, correct? Well, unfortunately, this is not the case. Let's zoom out more and see where we are in terms of Fibonacci's in this move. Okay, there we go. We are also somewhere around right now the 78% level, which means these two corrections are at the same time very much deep ones. And I'm not saying this cannot be the case. No, it can be, but chances of it happening is not really going to be that high, again, just from my point of view. So I'm going to say in Algorand, first things first, because this and also this move on the downside are at the same time quite deep. And second, in this phase down in Algo right in here, we actually took this low. We are not probably having a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and instead, I'm gonna say the start of our impulse was actually right in here and not around the lowest low, and it means we are having a series of 1, 2s. You see, in my opinion, this can be 5 wave up into a wave 1, correction structure into wave 2, and after our wave 2 is over, and I do think that it is actually over already, we're gonna have a huge move up into wave 3, 4, 5, and at that point, probably this white 5 wave up is going to be into a larger degree wave 3, correction for 4, another move on the upside into wave 5. This is going to be the bullish scenario that for now I'm considering in Algorand. And if this is going to happen, I promise you, we are just going to go to the moon and back. And you just haven't seen a whole lot of special price action from Algorand. No, I think once we start this phase of the bull run into our wave 3, you are going to be absolutely shocked by the sheer power of the move up that we're gonna get. And here is my final point. Let's zoom in more. Okay, we talked about this so many times. In terms of classic technical analysis, meaning support and resistances, this is an unbelievably important support area now from weekly and daily time frame at the same time. And as long as we are staying above this region, we can argue this is just a very simple retest of the level. And what are we going to get next? Probably a continuation of the move up, and this is indeed going to be into our wave 3. And again, once more, this suggests probably our move down in Algo is indeed over, and I can definitely find the sub waves to around the lowest low down here in order for me to be able to say, you know what, we are having a WXY structure. But again, if you do not want to be involved in any kind of short-term price action, just wait a bit more and see, are we going to get this move up in order to take these highs or not? That could be a fantastic bullish sign in the short term for you. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Algo's charts. Anyway, If you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next video, I hope you have a wonderful time with your family and loved ones. Goodbye.